Peace.
Peace.
What's going on? We back for another episode of Chicago Detox. On this episode, we gon' I guess give our basically the verdict is in and the sentencing has been handed down. And basically they have gave Jason Van Dyke 81 months for they charged him basically for the second degree murder of Laquan McDonald. 81 months, which is 6 years and 9 months.
And with good behavior and time served can be reduced to 3 years.
Probably about, 3 years, 3 and some change, And then, the day to add on top of that, the day before, his three co-conspirators.
The 3 officers.
His 3 rappies, they actually beat the rap.
They were acquitted on all charges.
So they were acquitted of the conspiracy charges that they were facing. So that's kind of what we're going to get into today. So
the question is, was justice served this past week?
Yeah.
I know the officers, the co-conspirators, they were acquitted on Monday on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
They was acquitted on Thursday.
Yeah. But it was talked about a lot on his birthday.
Yeah.
And I know one of the things that dawned on me was how one of the quotes is, injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. And I felt on that day an injustice was done when it was obvious that it was evidence about the video being asked for from the Burger King, and yet that clearly doesn't matter. It clearly looks like it's different rules for different folks in this game.
I mean, that's pretty much it, like it was just a pure it was just a pure showcase of the injustice that goes on, I guess you could kind of say all across the United States where, people similar to me go through, It's pretty much like the struggle, and on the other side, it's like just a day in the office for them, That's what it seems like, because like the way he just kind of handed down the sentence, and he kind of just took it to, to the textbook
answer
way of, comparing it to like different cases, like it was like a case study, like law. I mean, that's probably it, like actual law classes gonna like study this, and that's what they gonna say. Like he was referencing it to the higher case as far as like with the 16 counts of aggravated battery, versus the actual second degree murder, and he was saying that, that's the higher charge. So, that's what trumped it. And, I mean, it was pretty, I don't know. Like he was doing a bunch of talking to kind of prolong.
It did seem like Judge Vincent Gong was like really giving us a lot of textbook answer, legalese, if you will, to justify his answer.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, he was kind of trying to, just sway away from, he basically didn't want the verdict, the sentencing to seem like, it was his personal opinion. He was more so just referencing to, to the law books and the records and stuff to basically reference what he was doing. And
do you think that was reasonable? Do you think that was fair?
I mean
according to the law, it was legal.
I mean, thinking from his perspective, speaking that it is the first case, and this is what's gonna set the precedent of how, moving forward, what is done with this. I think he kind of went about it in that way to kind of, say it's like hands off type deal, so.
Okay. Well,
what you think?
In my opinion, I think it was a nice way to set a precedent that's going to allow and make it easier for others to get off lightly with lighter sentences, because now it could be reduced from the minimum of 3 years to probation next time.
Yeah,
and it'll be easier for us to digest it now that this precedent has been set. And that's why we got to come up with a different way. We got to figure out, is this really a fair or just system that we have in Chicago? Is there two justice systems in Chicago? One for those that are above the law and those who have the privilege or in positions of servitude, which is really power and influence, or those that the rest of us who don't have the privileges in these spotlights and these jobs.
We didn't even know that this stuff existed.
Exactly.
It's like a whole different world. So that's what that's kind of the question. That's where we at. Like, just thinking about it. Do you all think that not even necessarily just Chicago, but like wherever you watching this, is your neighborhood like that? Is
your
it like
community,
a
your
tale
city
of two cities or two sides? You know what I'm saying? Like, Chicago is definitely segregated. It's kind of opening up due to gentrification, but that's a whole nother story. But
most definitely,
at the end of the day, like, let us know what you all think about it, because that's really, it's definitely a topic open for discussion. And I definitely know how most of the people that I know feel about it. So, it's just like I would want more open dialogue, because that's really what would, that's really where we would make any type of progress and move forward. Because with this verdict, I think we definitely took a few steps back. You know what I'm saying?
I
like,
definitely
being
agree.
at a standstill, is cool, but to kind of just look at this is just like, I don't know. So, yeah.
Well, moving forward, we definitely need to open up this dialogue on this conversation. Is there a tale of two cities where you're from, so that we can open up a discussion on how do we reform a justice system that clearly allows two different verdicts for two groups of people.
Yeah.
And there you have it. Another episode of Chicago Detox.
Detox.
Peace.